Good evening, or good day, it all depends, and welcome back to the Impossible Ironman channel, where today, not I, but my Google Home Assistant Mini will be making the all-too-important, story-altering, fate-deciding decisions in Baldur's Gate 3. So strap in for some RNG, and enjoy. Here are some guidelines I have set up for the playthrough to ensure that the run goes as smoothly as possible and remains entertaining for the viewers. 1. Once an initial decision is made regarding a quest or plot device, Google will be limited to options reflecting that choice. While unlikely, this will prevent some potential soft lock scenarios, as well as stop some wonky in-game interactions. 2. All companions will be obtained without conflict. This means that I will make the initial dialogue choices to bring the companions into the party, but whatever happens with them after that is entirely up to Google. 3. Companions will be chosen after each long rest by Google. 4. Google will only make relevant battle decisions regarding its own character. I will make the decisions for the companions during combat. This will prevent some potentially boring RNG loops. Google will even be making as many character customization decisions as possible. But of course, if you would prefer to skip this and get straight into the action, video chapters are available in the description below. Alright, let's get into character creation. We're going to have Google pick as much as possible when it comes to this. And we're going to start with identity. We'll start here. There's 3 options, going 1, 2, and 3. And we'll stick with this same theme throughout the rest of the choices. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 3.
Three.
Okay. Google chose a male identity. These are conveniently numbered between 1 and 4, so we'll go through that. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
Body type 3. Okay, so for the races, there are 11 of them. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 11.
11.
Half-orc. Okay, let's see here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 class choices. So starting from the left. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 12.
'Here's a random number, 10.
Okay, so we have a half-orc sorcerer so far. Okay, so there are 13 cantrips available. We'll have it pick for each one of the slots, and if it picks the same number again, we'll have it choose again. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 13.
5.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 13 that is not 5.
Here's a random number, 7.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 13 that is not 5 or 7.
9.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 13 that is not 5, 7, or 9.
10.
Okay, so we ended up with True Strike, Dancing Lights, Light, and Ray of Frost. We'll use the same method here for our spell slots. Let's see, there are 18 choices. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 18.
Here's a random number, 7.
So false life for the first one. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 18 that is not 7.
Here's a random number, 12.
Mage armor and false life, going for the tanky spells. There are 3 subclasses. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 3.
1.
So we're going with the wild magic subclass. There are 11 background choices. Starting from the left. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 11.
10.
So the soldier background.
Where to next?
Let's hope the
Help.
beware.
More. There's magic.
Where to next?
Let's see, we have 8 choices on the voice. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 8.
8. Here's a random number, 6.
Let's hope
Happy.
It's opened. I wonder what's back there.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 6.
1.
Okay, we'll do this by picking a row and then a number from there. Okay, so there are 13 rows. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 13.
Here's a random number, 2.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 9.
2.
See, that one's kind of hard to pick randomly. We'll do as many of these as we can, but some of these we're just going to leave as is for the sake of simplicity and just kind of getting on with this. Okay. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 10.
Here's a random number, 5.
Yes, we'll pick this one too. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 7.
Here's a random number, 3.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 17.
Here's a random number, 15.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 9.
7.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 15.
Here's a random number, 9.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 3.
2.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 7.
Here's a random number, 4.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 9.
Here's a random number, 9.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 16.
Here's a random number, 7.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 6.
6.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 2.
1.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 11.
8.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 9.
Here's a random number, 9.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 9.
6.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 9.
Here's a random number, 9.
We'll just make sure it's at least clearly visible there. Let's see, does that... Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 2.
Here's a random number, 2.
I'll go with that one. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 29.
Here's a random number, 4.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 3.
Here's a random number, 1.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 5.
Here's a random number, 2.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 3.
2,
This is turning out to be quite the look. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 14.
here's a random number, 9.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 9.
2,
To avoid overcomplicating things, I think we'll go past some of this. Alright. Well, here is our half-orc Google. As far as the Guardian goes, we're not going to put as much effort into that as we have the custom Google character, just for the sake of getting things moving along. All right. For those of you who may have skipped past the lengthy character customization process, Google has chosen a half-orc wild magic sorcerer with the soldier background. So let's start our adventure on the Nautiloid. I think this nursery here is going to give us a good example of how I want Google to interact with these things.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 3.
1,
All right. So Google is the F around and find out type so far.
Might still be stuck inside if we hadn't been attacked. Not everyone made it out alive. Might be useful.
As I have played the game before, I am going to make sure to pick up any little extra goodies along the way that at least I know about from my playthroughs.
Moving in.
I'll do my best to not hang around certain areas for too long now.
Odd. I feel better.
We'll heal off that silly interaction there at the start. Open the sphincter, such a lovely name.
We are trapped. Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us. Please. Before they return. They return.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 4.
here's a random number. 3,
The enemy. So many enemies.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 3.
here's a random number. 2,
Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 5.
1,
A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You realize you're talking to an intellect devourer, a minion of the mind flayers who abducted you.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 5.
3,
We'll go ahead and use advantage since it is the option we picked. Might as well just go for it. That's a pretty solid roll.
The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient should it prove a threat.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 2.
Here's a random number, 2.
We are free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 6.
Here's a random number, 1.
To the helm we go. We are going to the helm.
Well, this is an interesting interaction. I've never actually had that occur in any of my playthroughs. Is it stuck? Interesting. I wonder how that's going to influence this interaction here.
Abomination. This is your end.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Oh. My head. What is this? Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
Right, as we talked about before, we are going to make sure that we obtain the companions without any hiccups from the start, and then what happens once we have all the companions is up to Google after that, just so we can maximize the potential interactions later in the game.
First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. As for that thing, it will remain tame as long as it believes we are thralls. It may be of use in the fight to come.
That was a surprisingly lax response. When it comes to combat
Blood
with
comes easy
the
these days.
companions, I will make most of the decisions for the companions. As far as the character for Google, I will try and have Google make as many decisions as are reasonable. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 5.
Here's a random number, 5.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least as far as applicable combat options are concerned.
Better pick my next target wisely. Best be on my way.
I will ascend.
Occasionally, if you can jump towards a target, sometimes it can get you that extra little bit of movement you need to perform an action.
Another fight. Let's go.
Alright. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 4.
Here's a random number, 1.
Okay, so in this case, a main hand attack isn't going to work. So we'll pick between our abilities that will actually work from here. Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 2.
Here's a random number, 1.
Swift and lethal. You bow or you break.
You proved surprisingly adequate in battle.
We got to witness the creation of Google's half-orc wild magic sorcerer, examples of how it will interact with objects and NPCs in its environment, and how Google will handle combat scenarios. There's one last thing I'd like everyone to check out, however, and that's the clip that will typically play when my most recent video or subscription bubbles will pop up. However, for this very first episode, I'm going to play it without those things, and do all the other stuff afterward.
15 million souls living in this realm without much hope. Not too long ago, this kingdom was a golden state of hope. Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our Gloria to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer.
If you're looking forward to seeing more of the series, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button, as it helps the channel immensely. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the very first episode of Google Plays Baldur's Gate 3. Until next time, I'll see everyone for Google's escape from the Nautiloid.